Who wins the game on Thursday? Put L for Lions, P for Packers. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In this video, we got a lot to go over. We're going to be going over Dan Campbell speaking, what Amon-Ra St. Brown said about Dan Campbell on his podcast. We're going to talk about that. Josh Reynolds was released from the Denver Broncos. Should the Lions take a flyer on him? I'm going to give you my thoughts. And we're going to get into the injury report in this pivotal game as the Detroit Lions are hosting the Green Bay Packers. Let's begin. Knock this out of the way quick. Again, the Lions are hosting the Packers tomorrow night. Big game at Ford Field. Lions are 11-1, and if they win this game tomorrow night, they go ahead and stamp themselves into the playoffs. That's what will happen if they get to 12-1, and it would knock out the Green Bay Packers, in my opinion, for the NFC North. That's why it's a huge game here. The Lions offense is putting up 32.7 points per game. They're best in the NFL. The defense for Green Bay is 10th best in the NFL, only allowing 20 points per game. The Detroit Lions defense is allowing 16.6 points per game, second best in the NFL. You look at the offense of Green Bay, they're top 10. They're 8th right now, putting up 26.5 points per game. And when you look at what this is right now, it's the Lions are 3.5-point favorites. The total and over-under is 51.5 on this game. Again, I would probably stick with this line. I think this is a correct line. I do have the Detroit Lions winning this game, but this is a good line in my opinion. So question for you again, who wins the game? DET for Detroit. If you have the Lions winning, put GB for the Green Bay Packers. Let us know. Za'Darius Smith, he wants to get revenge on his former team. This was Smith said just a couple of, weeks ago or maybe a month ago. If I was to go to Detroit, this is what I asked before he got traded, I would like it because I get to play Green Bay twice a year and the Vikings twice a year. So, yeah, that is big revenge was coming on Smith's mind in Cleveland, and now he has a chance to defeat his former team. And I tell you what, I'm really excited for this game because Za'Darius Smith does get to try to put his revenge on his former team, and he has been playing great. I mean, this last game, he was all over the field, so I'm really excited what he can do tomorrow night. So after just hearing that, again, who do you got winning the game? DET for Detroit, GB for Green Bay. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get into some interesting news, if you ask me here. And a player was released from the Denver Broncos, and I think we all know who that player is because we talked about him. He's a former Detroit Lions wide receiver, Josh Reynolds. And look, Josh Reynolds, he was a pivotal piece to the Detroit Lions offense last year, in the last couple of years. And you say, we got Tim Patrick. We don't need Josh Reynolds. I hear you. I feel you. But I got to say this. I think Josh Reynolds would be a significant upgrade over Allen Robinson. This guy was a big part of the Lions offense last year. Make no mistake about it. He caught 40 passes last year. 32 were first downs, and you want a guy in your team that can do that. And he has a great camaraderie with Jared Goff. So if you're my opinion, if you can get Josh Reynolds to come back here, I would absolutely sign Josh Reynolds back to the Lions and just simply put Allen Robinson on the practice squad. Josh Reynolds is an upgrade over Allen Robinson, clearly. Much better upgrade. Imagine now you have more depth at that wide receiver position. Tim Patrick, you have Josh Reynolds, St. Brown, Jamison Williams. Look, Josh Reynolds would be the Allen Robinson. He's not going to be on the field all the time, but he would be a significant upgrade, and this offense would continue to be good and continue to thrive. And I know he dropped 2 significant passes in the NFC Championship game. I get it. It was a disaster for that to occur. We could have been in the Super Bowl. I feel you. But ask yourself this right now. Who is better, Allen Robinson or Josh Reynolds? It's not a question at all. Josh Reynolds, and he's got the camaraderie. Then you would have, you're going 4 wide with Khalif injured, Tim Patrick and Josh Reynolds, St. Brown, Jamison Williams, and then you got Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery in the backfield. Wow. I think that would make this offense, which is the best in the NFL, even more potent. I think it would be a good addition, especially with all the injuries that we've had. I know a lot of injuries, they were on the defensive side of the football, but Khalif Raymond, he's been dealing with injuries. And what happened last year in the playoffs is Leaf, he couldn't play in the playoffs due to injury. So if we can pick up a player with his experience, who knows the scheme, who knows Ben Johnson, who knows this organization, who knows the most importantly, he knows Jared Goff, that could be the difference between maybe winning a playoff game and not, is maybe one catch or so, because we know this the opposite way. I think he can help this team out and help us win some games, and it's something I would 100% explore if willing. The waivers and everything, if we're willing to get him, I would 100% do that. But that's just me. So I got a question for you. Should the Lions sign Josh Reynolds if they can? The waivers and everything. Why for yes and for no? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right now. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time, the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets to sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, or whatever. Their lowest price is guaranteed. That's the Game Time guaranteed. And let's keep it a buck. Going to a game is much better than watching from the comfort of your couch. Lions are hosting the Green Bay Packers on Thursday in a big NFC North game. And if you want to get tickets, check out Game Time. And our friends from Game Time has a new feature. It's called Game Time Picks. And what it does, it filters out all the fluff to get you best deals on seats for those tickets. How do you find it? When you go to the Game Time app, the way you find Game Time Picks is you go into the app, you find it, the game that you and the event you want to go to, the app will then look it up in a 3D view. Select the Game Time Picks button on top of the screen and it automatically does the research for you. And it filters out all the tickets in the database, give you the best deals and the best seats, so you don't spend a bunch of hours going through different ticketing sites trying to find the best tickets. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, baseball, basketball, concerts, and more. In the middle screenshot, by the way, I think it's a fantastic feature of the app. It shows you where your seat is, and if you move phone left to right, you can see the surrounding area kind of like a 3D live photo. Also, all pricing is right there for you. No hidden fees at checkout. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Want a deal? Go to Game Time. Plug in Chat Sports, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. Again, go to the redeem code section. Plug in Chat Sports. You're going to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You got to create an account. You got to have an email to save that money. The link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So if you're buying Lions tickets this year, make sure you're using Game Time. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets. Lowest prices guaranteed. Let's go ahead and jump into that injury report, man. Right here, you got Taylor Decker. He is going to be out for this game. Dan Skipper will take over the left side. Since it's a Thursday night game, he was not going to be able to make it. If it was Sunday, maybe he could make it, but man, the injuries are there. Levi Onwuzurike and Joshua Paschal, we fully expected not to play in this game. I did. I thought it was a multi-week injury. That was expected. DJ Reader, that one's a hurt one. DJ Reader is out dealing with a shoulder. We have some significant injuries here, and the Lions are going to have to do their best to maintain, but there's a couple of names you don't see on here. Carlton Davis will be playing in this game, and that's going to be huge. Remember, the last couple of weeks we didn't have Carlton Davis, and then Terrion Arnold, and our secondary was getting lit a little bit. So at least we're getting a player who can really help out for the back end of that secondary because, look, we need to win this game. The Green Bay Packers coming to town. Last time they faced the Lions at Ford Field, they defeated us. They have the ability to do that. So the Lions, they really need to have their game face on for this one. I think Dan Skipper, he's getting better. He's getting better and better. I thought he did a good job last week as well. So I'm confident upon the offensive line. Will we probably have more pressures? Yeah. But I think he can hold the fort down. The one that sucks, the two that suck to me is DJ Reader and Joshua Paschal. Pascal's good at setting that edge, and DJ Reader's getting in pressure from the interior. So it's going to be difficult. We got a Levi Onwuzurike who was helping out, and he's not going to be there. So it's going to be Aleem McNeil. We'll see if we can get pressure. Za'Darius Smith, he can play on the inside as well, so they'll throw him all around the place. That's going to be something to watch here in this game. But, man, injuries suck. They do. And there's not much you can do about it except for deal with it. Now, look, we've had a ton of injuries. So if we can just win this game, tomorrow night. 10 days rest will be so important for this team. 10 days rest will rest these guys up as we prepare for a gigantic game against the Buffalo Bills at home as well. But, you know, all the games coming up, this Packers game is the most important one because we need to win the NFC North. We win the game tomorrow night, we punch ourselves a ticket into the playoffs. And in my opinion, like I said earlier, I think that they go ahead and knock out the Green Bay Packers in the NFC North. So this game is important. These backups are going to have to come out there and help out. They've done a pretty good job so far this year, but it's going to be tougher. This is a better team in Green Bay. So, and it's an NFC North showdown. You know, it's always going to be close. That's the way it is. But injuries suck, and it's a big part of this game that we got coming up tomorrow, right now. Injuries suck for sure, man, and it's something that we're going to have to be dealing with. Thankfully, we do got a good organization that understands what to do with these players. You know, we got depth. We can bring other players in. They got an idea what to do with them, where to place them, where to be. The scheme is sound. So when you have an injuries, you have the ability to do some placing there. But make no mistake about it. The Lions right now we're hurting with injuries. We are. And after this game tomorrow, they get a 10-day break. And I think that is going to be glorious to this team. They need this break so freaking bad. You know, they had a bye week early in the NFL season. Now they get to have a break after this Thursday game. And I think that's going to be vital for them. So, you know, hopefully we can get this win. We get this W in there. We go 12-1. We secure a playoff berth. We pretty much knock the Packers out of the NFC North at that point. Would be epic. In the comment section, go ahead and let me know your thoughts.